Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that. Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
See, when you're in top shape, you give a straight 400, 500 straight punches. It only got
that are never going to take place except somewhere in your mind.
Of the money issue, that was their cash cow, and
Hey, but hell, you could have been the cash cow.
Listen, they don't think like that.
Floyd Mayweather's an all-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great.
To pass the torch. Nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford.
He took it.
Right.
Terence Crawford commands significant influence through quiet conversations and public discussions. During a live stream, he made his goals unmistakably and intimidatingly clear.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Who's beating me?
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore.
I'm not worried about all that, my man. Floyd is undefeated. Nobody can beat me. You already know that, man.
Is Floyd better than you?
You were
talking to. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
You knew I was gonna pull up.
Okay, that's a no. That's a no. Floyd's not better than you.
This isn't simply a casual mention, it's a commitment. Crawford, having taken down multiple champions, has proven he's fully ready for a true legacy-making showdown, not one of Mayweather's exhibition-style events. In his view, the argument has already been settled.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? That's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
In this telling, Crawford's supposed triumph over Canelo Alvarez was portrayed as far more than a simple win. He stepped into the ring as the underdog and walked out looking like a seasoned master who had conquered yet another division. The fight was depicted as a showcase of refined skill, a cold, calculated performance that left audience.
Floyd was the B-side, and, he beat De La Hoya, and then he started rising to the top.
Yet the most striking moment had nothing to do with a punch. It came from the defeated Canelo, seated before reporters after the fight. The room fell still. With a single line, he did what few imagined possible. He challenged the one fighter considered beyond reproach.
Yeah, we're working. We're working. On a holiday where I blow a lot. Getting in. Let's get it. Honor the greats, do what we gotta do.
Did you watch the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh, talk about slick. Oh my goodness. Who's ever done that? Who's ever jumped up 2 weight classes like that? It's crazy.
Scary.
He's so clever, and it got to the point where he got so comfortable, he's like pit-patting him, and then like, what? And you're watching, like, this is amazing.
Like, that's history, obviously. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
undisputed greatest of all time, and do what you did. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Conversation erupted instantly. Supporters, analysts, and fellow fighters all jumped into the fray, turning social platforms into a war zone of opinions. The big question quickly emerged. Is Crawford's bold, switch-hitting style truly a match, perhaps even an upgrade, over Mayweather's legendary defensive craft?
Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
At one particular time, I did talk about. I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works.
You're eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has his problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
That public statement almost certainly made its way to the man whose name is synonymous. Response appeared surprisingly composed, almost too calm.
Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was a more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Corrales. And that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night. So that...
When pressed for his thoughts on the Crawford-Canelo bout, Floyd Mayweather offered a cool, almost dismissive take. He said it was good for boxing, that it was an exciting fight, and that the better man won. He sidestepped questions about whether Canelo, at 35, might be past his prime, giving only a relaxed, "I'm not sure, boxing wears a fighter down." It was classic Mayweather, shaping the conversation on his own terms while projecting an air of distance from the drama.
Let's put on the show. One thing about me, I've heard it all. When I say heard it all, I mean, been around the world, competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics, whether it was the Cubans, I competed against the best. No matter Mexico, the pedigree of the Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable, but I competed against the best. My Uncle Roger Mayweather, you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he's an unbelievable fighter. My Uncle Roger fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. And it's always about competing and going up against the best. So Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I've already faced it.
When asked about the top 5 boxers of all time, he carefully avoided disrespecting Floyd. "I have nothing but respect for him," he said. "But I can't put someone I competed against, where the world might have seen me lose, above the others." He explained that going head-to-head with Floyd early in his career was essentially career suicide, and so he never considered him among his personal idols. Instead, he named legends who shaped his journey in the sport: Mike Tyson, Pernell Whitaker, Marvin Hagler, and Sugar Ray Robinson, fighters whose careers he admired and who paved the way for him. "Floyd is great, don't get me wrong, but he's not one of my top 5 favorites," he clarified. Floyd's presence in the boxing world, however, remains undeniable. Whether it's a headline-grabbing exhibition against another star like Mike Tyson, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, or a public appearance that sparks speculation, he continues to dominate attention. A figure who, even in absence, casts one of the longest shadows in boxing.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough. Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend.
He added that Terence Crawford has proven his own greatness by convincingly beating top fighters like Errol Spence and Canelo, highlighting both his courage and elite-level skills.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their era.
The calm was broken when whispers of an alleged leaked sparring video between Crawford and Mayweather began circulating online. While the details remained uncertain, the implication was clear. The two icons had already faced off away from the public eye, beyond the glare of cameras.
Who do you think are the top 5 boxers?
Of all time. There's no disrespect to Floyd. I love Floyd.
No, I feel like.
But how am I gonna put down a person as the greatest person in the world that I competed against and felt that the world felt that if anything, it could have been a loss. I mean, he knew going toe to toe with me early was career suicide. He like, I'm not going toe to toe with this. Floyd's not on my list.
Okay, so had you not fought Floyd,
I'm pretty sure I'm not on his list either. I'm pretty sure, right? But I'm just saying, like, as I'm a kid from boxing, I came in the same era with Floyd, so he wouldn't be my idol. The people that I name are legends. These are people that I idolize, that paved the way for myself. Mike Tyson's career was phenomenal. Pernell Whitaker's career was phenomenal. Marvin Hagler's career was phenomenal. Sugar Ray Robinson's career is, come on, man. Like, yeah, Floyd is great. He's just not one of my top 5 favorites.
Terence Crawford, known for his focus on privacy and meticulous preparation, reportedly reacted with fury when a private training session was exposed and turned into public spectacle. The situation escalated dramatically when reports suggested that Mayweather, feeling the weight of public scrutiny, issued a pointed private statement that quickly became public. What had started as a fan debate was clearly taking on a personal edge.
The former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. How am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you're retired?
But have I ever been beat? I already forgot who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Brian Kinney, a guy who's never laced up gloves a day in his life. We already know what I can generate, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
What makes this particularly compelling is Crawford's inner conflict. In interviews, he frequently calls Mayweather the GOAT, recognizing the path Floyd cleared for fighters of his generation.
A Floyd Mayweather beatdown or one-sided win was much more of a paint job than what Crawford put together. Terence knows the language of the street as well as any other fighter. It's a very hard fight to pick, and I think it would depend on at what moment in Mayweather's career and at what moment in Crawford's career are we talking about that taking place. Obviously, we just saw what would appear to be the showcase Terence Crawford performance. Would you call Corrales the showcase Floyd Mayweather performance? Would you call Pacquiao the showcase Floyd Mayweather performance? I mean, where would you place that marker? Because I believe Floyd became a little bit more of a banker and was a little bit more conservative as he went along.
Yet he has often expressed frustration with the public and media, who repeatedly pressure him to undermine Mayweather's legacy just to elevate his own.
When you lose, the promoters don't want nothing to deal with you.
That beyond a mere challenge, it was the breaking point for a man tired of being pushed into a corner. Crawford confronted the issue head-on during a live broadcast, which proved to be the final straw.
I feel like we done seen Crawford on his, have his best performance that he has ever had, versus Canelo. So it's like, whenever you try to compare Floyd's performance versus Crawford's performance, me personally, I believe that Crawford did a lot more. But if they both were to fight each other, if you would have put Floyd in his prime versus Crawford in his prime, who would y'all pick? For me personally, it would be so hard because I feel like they fight very similar but very different.
It was outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I already knew it was going to happen. But I thought he was going to stop him in the 8th or 10th round. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Once again, man, what is it about the guy? What is it about Terence? Every time somebody thinks that he's reached a plateau, he steps it up higher. As soon as the ante goes up, as soon as the challenge goes up, he goes up.
He didn't merely brush off the rumors. The message was clear. delivered with icy confidence. This was no longer casual chatter. It was a direct challenge from a fighter who believes he is the best, driven by unshakable self-confidence and an uncompromising. Terence Crawford has never been one to follow in someone else's footsteps. While he has always respected Mayweather's accomplishments, he has also made his own stance clear. Floyd was the greatest of his era, and he is the greatest of his own. Crawford explained, "There's no need to compare me to Floyd, or him to me. This isn't arrogance, it's the result of forging my own path. No one handed me a golden ticket. Like a determined craftsman, no one passed him the torch, he claimed it for himself." Crawford's career reflects a relentless drive and overachiever mentality, honed on the tough streets of Omaha. Openly admits that he was never the most naturally gifted fighter. He recognized others with greater raw talent but committed himself to outworking everyone. This belief, that relentless effort can surpass natural ability, has been the cornerstone of his success. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon so you don't miss future updates. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for the next one.